This is episode number 8 in the Small Business Cybersecurity video series. I'm Andy Ziegler, president and owner of Tempest Risk Management. Today we're going to talk about multi-factor authentication, what it is, what are the different elements, and why you should go about using it. So first of all, what exactly is it? Multi-factor authentication is extra authentication beyond just the username and password. So some of these examples you probably have seen for years. So security questions is an example of multi-factor authentication. So are these SMS tokens, or when you receive a text with a security code or an email code that you may receive. They're starting to be used more and more, and a really good idea are software tokens, and these are free services which a lot of websites and services will offer. This is like Google Authenticator, LastPass, or Duo Security. RSA has a product that's been used by corporations and businesses for many years. Also biometrics, so that's face or fingerprint ID is used quite a bit as well. So there are 5 different factors that make up multi-factor authentication. First is something that you know. So this is going to be your username or password, PIN, security questions. It's easy to remember, but it's also pretty easy to fake if that information is compromised. Next is something you possess. So this is going to be like your phone or a token ID. It's difficult to compromise or fake, so usually a pretty good idea. This is a good option for you. Something that you are, so these are your biometrics, so your face or fingerprint ID, use them where available. And these are probably the easiest to use because they're pretty much integrated in with the login. You don't have to be trying to log into one website and then you have to go somewhere else in order to check a text message and get a code and then go back to the website and input some numbers. Face ID or fingerprint, it pretty much accepts it right then and there, and you're good to go on whatever it is that you're trying to do. Next is going to be somewhere you are. So these are physical locations, geolocations, IP addresses. A lot of this is actually built into the background with a lot of websites like banks. So if you only bank or live in the United States and they see somebody trying to make a connection to your bank account from, let's say, Russia or China, it's probably going to block that access. So most of the where you are or geolocation kind of sits in the background. You may not even know that it's there. Finally is when you are. So this is time constraints. You'll see this a lot if there's a one-time passcode that expires in 30 minutes, or you get a code, an SMS code that says, hey, you have to use this in the next 10 minutes, or you're going to have to create a new one. Using all of these things or multiple factors of authentication in combination can really minimize the chances of a compromise. In fact, once they detect that multi-factor authentication is enabled on an account, most of the threat actors out there will bypass your account. They're going to move on to easier prey. So what is the main message here? What are we supposed to do? Turn it on. In most cases, many cases, multi-factor authentication is an option. You don't have to turn it on because it can take a little bit of time. It is an extra step that you have to take. A lot of people don't want to take it, but honestly, take that extra few seconds, have that additional authentication, those additional layers. It's a really good idea. And in most cases, it's going to be completely free. So I'm Andy Ziegler with Tempest Risk Management. Don't forget to check out the Tempest Risk Cybersecurity channel. And remember, at Tempest Risk Management, we help your company survive and thrive.